What if the power you're chasing is already killing you? Not from lack, but from overdose. Not weakness, but misdirection. You think you're seeking strength? No. You're feeding the enemy. With your own thoughts. The war isn't out there. It's inside. In the breath you ignore. The voice you never question. The story that's strangling you while calling itself truth. This isn't healing. This is war. Psychological. Brutal. And you're already bleeding. The blood of perception. There's a voice beneath your voice. It doesn't whisper. It orders. And if you don't master it, it becomes your master. You think you're choosing? You're not. You're being puppeted by trauma wearing your name, by ghosts of your childhood holding your steering wheel. Every thought you've ever had was sponsored by pain, marketed by fear, and signed off by a version of you that never healed. But here's the fracture. You can hack it. You can burn the script. You can tear the mask off the puppet and meet the monster underneath. Because perception isn't soft. It's a weapon. Every thought you let live is either a key or a cage. He thought the storm was punishment until he screamed into the sky, "I'm not broken, I'm becoming." And the rain didn't wash him. It forged him. So tell me, do you actually want the truth? Do you want to see what's behind your mind? Because if you do, you may become something powerful. But you might never be human again. Technique 1. Cognitive reframing. Under pressure. Under pressure, most minds collapse. The weak panic. The average react. But the awakened mind, it reconstructs. Fear is not a signal to retreat. It's a signal to recode. When fear strikes, don't flinch. Reframe. When your chest tightens, don't ask, "What's wrong with me?" Ask, "What am I being trained for?" Because language isn't just description. It's a weapon, a lever, a detonator. Say, "I'm failing." You program defeat. Say, "I'm forging." You initiate transformation. Say, "I'm overwhelmed." You feed collapse. Say, "I'm upgrading." You force adaptation. Every thought you speak under pressure either accelerates your evolution or cements your decay. Let me make this clear. You are either commanding your nervous system or being commanded by it. The world doesn't reward those who panic. It rewards those who translate chaos into clarity. Your language is your firewall. Speak weakness, and you'll leak power. Speak myth, and you'll become it. He got knocked down in the second round. Face split, knees shaky. The crowd already turned their heads. But his coach leaned in, cold eyes steady. "You're not hurt, you're hungry. You needed this." And in that instant, the boxer didn't stand. He rose, not to win the match, but to rewrite the story. Every drop of blood became ink, every bruise an exorcism. He didn't just fight back. He returned as someone else. So ask yourself, when life hits you, do you cry, freeze, or recode? Do you whimper like prey or reframe like a predator? Because pressure doesn't break you. It reveals what you actually believe. And if you don't rewrite that belief mid-battle, you'll lose a war that never even needed to be fought. Technique 2. Visualizing mastery and preemptive conquest. Most people visualize after the war, when it's too late. They imagine healing when they're already bleeding. They imagine success only after failure buries them. But the awakened don't wait for collapse. They pre-live the storm. They see the chaos before it hits, and bend it. Visualization is not daydreaming. It's neural invasion. It's a psychological rehearsal that tricks the brain into adaptation before reality throws the first punch. You want to win? Then stop hoping. Start invading your future. Feel the texture of the moment before it happens. Smell the sweat of victory in the middle of fear. Touch the medal while your hands are still shaking, because when the body believes it's already conquered the battlefield bends to match. Let me be blunt. Visualization isn't soft. It's not candles and crystals. It's war prep. It's cold, focused, mental warfare. You're wiring your brain to act like the thing you say you want, before your current self even believes it's possible. And if you skip this, you'll enter the fight unarmed, with trembling hands and zero command. You either install the vision or inherit someone else's nightmare.
He was locked up. Not in a cell, but in a cycle. Same job, same failures, same self-hate.
Until one day he stood in front of the mirror and didn't see a loser. He imagined a beast, clear-eyed, unstoppable. He didn't believe it yet, but he practiced seeing it every day. 3 months later, he left the job. 6 months later, the world started calling him dangerous. A year later, he didn't even recognize who he used to be. He didn't break the cycle. He rewrote the script. So I'll ask you directly, are you willing to pre-live the life your fear says you're not worthy of? Or are you just going to keep reacting to chaos like a child in a thunderstorm? Because the ones who rise already saw it, already felt it, already owned it. Technique 3. Strategic silence for emotional control. Silence isn't passive, it's predatory. While others waste oxygen performing identity, you breathe deeper, you calculate. Most people talk to avoid themselves. They drown in sound because silence would expose their fragility. But you must learn to weaponize the void. Strategic silence isn't withdrawal. It's psychological sniping. It's choosing to say nothing when your nervous system is begging to react. And in that choice, you declare, I am not your puppet. Here's the raw truth. The loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. Their volume is camouflage. Their speed is panic. They spill their emotional inventory before the game even begins. But the one who waits, who listens without leaking, who speaks with surgical precision, that one rewrites the dynamic. Silence creates tension. Tension reveals truth. Truth gives you leverage. Leverage gives you dominance, not over others, but over your own reactivity. She said nothing at her brother's funeral, not because she didn't feel, because she felt everything. She watched the others wail, scream for attention, drown in noise, but her silence was a cathedral, and when she finally whispered just 3 words, the room went still, because everyone heard that her quiet carried more grief than their noise ever could. When was the last time your silence terrified someone? When was the last time you let a pause speak louder than panic? Because silence is not absence, it's sovereignty. So ask yourself, do you speak to connect or to control? Do you react to feel seen or remain still to see everything? Because if you truly want to dominate your emotional world, you must become the one who can sit inside discomfort longer than anyone else can even breathe. That's power. That's presence. That's warrior energy wrapped in stillness. Technique 4. Ruthless affirmations as neurological commands. Affirmations are not mantras, they are missiles, and most people whisper them like they're asking for permission. But the awakened, they don't ask, they command. Not I am enough, but I am inevitable. Not I deserve love, but I bend this universe. You are not reciting a poem. You are hacking the firmware of your brain, because neurons don't respond to begging, they respond to certainty. Emotion is the voltage. Repetition is the code. If you don't speak your truth with full voltage, your programming collapse. So next time you stand in front of the mirror, don't smile, snarl, and speak as if your voice is writing prophecy in your bones. Technique 5. Impulse control via emotional delay. You think impulse is you? No, it's programming. It's a trauma reflex pretending to be freedom. The first reaction is always the most infected, the most contaminated by fear, ego, and old ghosts. 3 seconds, that's all it takes. Pause, interrupt, reclaim the throne, because if you can delay, you can decide, and if you can decide, you become dangerous. He held the pill in his hand, a lifetime of escape trembling in his palm. But this time, he waited. 3 long, silent minutes. And in that stillness, he heard the birds, felt the breeze, remembered his daughter's voice, and the hand unclenched, not because he was strong, but because he paused. Sometimes your power isn't what you do, it's what you don't. Technique 6. Starving emotional parasites, addictions. Addictions aren't habits, they're leeches feeding on wounds you never stitched. You don't need more willpower, you need more awareness. Sit with the urge. Don't fight it. Don't run, study it, until it has nowhere left to hide. Every time you stay conscious in the face of craving, you starve the demon. Addiction isn't about what you take, it's about what you're unwilling to feel. If you resonate with the message in this video, write yes in the comments. Let the others know. We are many, we are awakening. The dark gift, the price of inhuman strength. You want to be unbreakable? Fine. But don't cry when your tears stop flowing, because emotional armor makes you strong, but it also makes you hollow. You stop bleeding, but you also stop feeling. You dominate silence, but forget how to dance with it. You win every war, but forget why you started fighting. You become inhumanly strong, but you might not be human at all. Do you want power or wholeness? Do you want to control others or finally command yourself? Some energy hacks awaken gods, others awaken ghosts. The question is, which one are you becoming? Advanced techniques, high-level integration, neurological warfare. Your perception isn't a window, it's a weapon. What you observe collapses into what is. But be careful. Focus is power, and power, when pointed at the wrong reality, builds prisons faster than it builds empires. Dopamine. Reset. Every time you chase that spike, you weaken your soul. Peace isn't boring. It's the highest discipline. If you can find stillness thrilling, nothing can control you.
The girl who deleted her socials. 200,000 followers. Validation by the minute. And yet she felt invisible. One morning she deleted everything. No warning, no goodbye. At first she shook. Then she slept. Then she breathed. And then she finally heard something louder than the algorithm. Herself.
Hemispheric switching. Entrain your brain like you'd train a wolf. Alpha rhythm equals predator mode. Reframe time. Don't say, it's too late. Say, it starts now. Switch hemispheres. Shift from logic to myth, from numbers to symbols. You're not just one mind. You're two gods in conflict. Learn to speak both languages. Subconscious reprogramming and identity alchemy. Your identity is a lie told long enough that you stopped questioning it. Time to rewrite. Every thought you repeat is a carving. Every belief is a spell. Every habit is a ritual of self-construction. Your subconscious isn't asleep, it's obeying. So what orders are you giving it? Quantum energy, mastery, and coherence. Emotion is energy. Alignment is leverage. When your heart and brain stop fighting, they form a circuit of power. And in that coherence, you stop reacting. you start creating. This is quantum dominance, not control over others, but over your frequency. Final integration. Become the storm. Stay the eye. Mastery isn't domination, it's integration. You are neuron and fire, instinct and spirit. You are the beast and the flame, the battlefield and the treaty. You are the storm, but also the eye. So remember, the same energy hack that makes you a god can make you a ghost. Wield it with intention, or be devoured by your own armor. If you like the video, click on thumbs up. That shows me your appreciation and will also push the video to more people who need this truth. This isn't motivation. This is initiation. You're not here to survive. You're here to transcend.